Welcome to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. So, a young African American woman by the name of Bianca Roberson was going southbound on Route 100 towards 202. And as she was merging on Route 100, a man in a red pickup truck was merging at the same time. This man, by the name of David Desper, pulled out a gun, a 40 caliber semi-automatic Smith & Wesson, and shot this sister in the head. Bianca Roberson was 18 years old. She recently graduated from high school. She was on her way to college. She was planning to attend Jacksonville University this coming fall. So he shot this sister in the head, killing her. And at first, there was a manhunt for this guy. They had photographs of his vehicle, and it was publicized. There were videos of his vehicle, and there was a lot of news reports about this. And eventually, he turned himself in at the advice of counsel, and he has been charged with first-degree murder and other charges. He's been arraigned on these charges. And right now, the authorities are saying that this crime was not racially motivated. They're saying there's no indication of a race crime or a hate crime. They also indicated that he had a permit to legally carry the gun. So I just want to take a few minutes to talk about this story. It's very disturbing. I mean, here you have a young woman in the prime of her life, excited to go to college. She had just got finished shopping, preparing for college, planning to go to college and everything. About to live out her dreams, and her life is snuffed out in the blink of an eye. And usually what happens when black people are victims of crime, the first thing they want to do, the first thing that the authorities do is they investigate that black victim. They go over their criminal history, and they essentially try to find dirt on them. They try to find negative pictures. They try to find negative social media, anything, any kind of criminal history and all that kind of stuff. But here you have a sister who had a bright future ahead of her. And while they try to investigate the victims of crimes like this, very little investigation is done of the actual criminal. And I searched several stories. I read several stories about this man, David Desper, and I didn't find many stories about his background. I didn't find anything about his criminal history, anything about what kind of work he does. And if people are aware of this stuff, please let me know. Leave a comment. Let me know what has been said about this guy. What kind of job does he have? What kind of history does he have? Because people don't just all of a sudden out of the blue decide to shoot somebody over some traffic situation that took place like in a couple of seconds. People don't ordinarily do that. People that do things like that obviously have some kind of criminal tendencies. They obviously probably have violent tendencies. And I would be interested in knowing, what is this man's criminal history? What is his mental state? What is his social media history? I tried to do a search on Facebook to see what kind of things I could come up with, to see if he has a searchable Facebook page. I found nothing. I'm interested in knowing, what is his background? What kind of organizations is he a part of? Is he a part of any hate groups? What are his political leanings? Which party does he support? Is he a Trump supporter? Does he have any kind of history of racism? Because I find it difficult to believe that he would just randomly shoot somebody. I think that more likely than not, there probably was some kind of racial motivation. Shooting this young black girl in the head. I want to know more about this man, and I hope that as the days pass, more information is revealed about him. I am glad that he has been uh, apprehended, or he turned himself in, and now he faces charges. So, I'm interested in hearing what is his story. Like, what is his explanation for shooting this young woman who's in the prime of her life? Is he going to try to justify this and say, use the similar arguments the police used about fearing for his life and all that kind of stuff? So I hope that they prosecute this man. I hope that he is punished to the full extent of the law and receives the maximum sentence for this heinous crime. And if he has any kind of resources, I hope that the family sues him for every dime that he has. This is absolutely outrageous. I mean, it just seems like more and more you're seeing things like this. And the first thing that they do, the police try to do is try to explain it away. Try to say, well, not explain it away, but try to say that it's not a hate crime. It seems like they're on a mission to say that. Like when that Muslim sister got killed in Alexandria, Virginia, they tried to brush it off as a road rage incident instead of a hate crime. And it just seems like that's what they're doing now. More and more you're hearing that this is a road rage incident instead of a race crime. I hear that a lot in these cases where you had these people who attack Muslims, and now you have this case where a young black woman, has been killed, and they're trying to not dismiss it, but try to downplay it as just some road rage incident. I would be surprised if this man would shoot a white girl under similar circumstances. I want to know more about this case, and as the story goes on, I will continue to follow this. It's just real troubling to report on this. I really hate having to talk about these kinds of tragedies, man. It's like it just seems like it happens more and more frequently. Um, More and more we're hearing about all these young people in the prime of their life being killed by these people. I mean, we had Trayvon Martin. We had the brother who was listening to some music, and an older white man just shot and killed that brother. The brother Jordan Davis. I think his last name is Davis, if I'm not mistaken. But it's like more and more you're hearing about these incidences. So I just had to get on here for a second and express my thoughts about this. It's just a shame, man. And again, I hope this man is punished to the full extent of the law. He's lucky that the police found him before the people could find him.